So this was my first ever Bollywood movie. It's pretty good. Hello everyone, welcome back to another IMAX 3D reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Brahmastra, Part 1 Shiva, which is part 1 of a trilogy of movies, which is going to be set in this Astraverse, which is bringing Indian myths and legends to the modern era, like a big Marvel movie style kind of deal. This was a very exciting movie, and I'm going to try my best to explain the plot, because there is a lot of exposition in this movie. There's these weapons, right? These magical weapons that were given by the gods called Astras. And there are people who are set to protect these Astras and use them to protect the world. But there's one Astra that's more powerful than all of them. Think of it like the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. It reminded me a lot of that. And if all three pieces of this Astra are brought together, it'll cause the end of the world. There's a guy named Shiva who discovers that he may have some powers inside of him. Him and his new girlfriend Isha go on an adventure to discover his past, his powers, and uncover the crazy mystery of what's going on. Because Shiva's getting these visions and he doesn't really understand why, but he's gonna find out. This movie is absolutely nuts. I will say that the biggest sore spot is the pacing, and a few of the exposition scenes are kind of boring and it's just people standing or sitting in a room. But once you get past the first half of this movie, it really picks up. The best way I can describe it is like you're sitting in a race car that's going 100 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden the driver slams on the brakes and everything comes to a screeching halt, and it slowly gets back up the speed. And not only does it get back up to 100 miles an hour, it goes up to like 200 miles per hour by the end of the movie. The opening information dump and action sequence are really good. This was an incredible way to open the movie. The visuals were just stunning. The action choreography throughout this movie was really well done. This movie was very well done in 3D. I don't know if this was a post-conversion job or if it was shot natively in 3D. I will have to say there are a few shots that just aren't in 3D at all. I don't know if there was an error converting it or if when they shot those scenes in 3D. Like I said, I don't know if this is native or post-converted effort. But there's just a few shots that aren't in 3D. But everything else looks really good, especially during the action sequences. There's a lot of stuff coming out of the screen. The opening illustrated exposition dump looks really stunning in 3D, especially once you start getting towards the end. A lot of the weapons that the characters have play well for 3D. There's a character that has a bow that can shoot snakes, and they do a lot of stuff with snakes coming out of the screen. There's like rocks and stuff that are flying around. There's a lot of moments looking over deep chasms. You really do feel the depth, and honestly, if you're not seeing this movie in 3D, you're kind of cheating yourself. I'm glad this got a 3D release. It really does feel like a huge event type movie, and I'm looking forward to the next two parts. With that being said, I think that's all I really got to say about this one. Guys, go check it out. It's definitely worth it. The 3D is worth it. The movie itself is worth it. It does have some pacing issues, and I think it could have been cut down to maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2.5 hours. But it is what it is, and what it is pretty damn good, and I am looking forward to part 2 and 3. Thank you guys for checking this video out. I'll see you all next time.